Hello everyone, welcome to this live on top 10 skills to become a data analyst. So we are living in a data centric world where huge amount of data is generated every day, and we need professionals who can actually make this data useful for businesses by fetching out important information such as market trends, customer behavior, their requirements, likings and dislikings, along with giving the idea about how businesses can generate huge profit only with the help of data analysis. So we have data analysts in the industry for this task. So this session will be very interesting as you will learn about and you will know a lot of things regarding the skills that are actually required to become a successful data analyst and make your hold in the company in which you are working, or maybe in which you are willing to work. Also, before moving ahead with this session, do subscribe to Intellipaat's YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that you never miss out on our upcoming updates. So without wasting any time, let us look at the agenda for this session. So simply we'll go through the top 10 skills that are required to become a data analyst. After that, I'll conclude this session by telling you about further more about these top 10 skills for becoming a data analyst, and finally I'll be telling you about the learning resources that you can follow to learn and acquire the skills that are actually required for becoming a data analyst. Now without wasting any time, let us begin with the very first skill, that is statistics. So statistics is the discipline that concerns the collection, organization, analysis, interpretation and presentation of the data. So now the question arises, why do we actually talk about statistics when it comes to data analysis? So for this you need to understand what data analysis is. So data analysis is the process of systematically applying statistical or logical techniques to describe and illustrate as well as evaluate the data. So an essential component of ensuring data integrity is the accurate and appropriate analysis of research findings by using the data you have. And it is the actual, or you can say the main objective of data analysis is performing the analytical and logical reasoning to gain the information from the data. So for this we use charts, plots, graphs and various evaluation metrics, or you can say the parameters such as calculating the average, mean, median, mode or standard deviation, or it could be variance. So can you imagine the importance of statistics? Imagine we do not have statistics for the data interpretation or evaluation. So how can we analyze the data? There is no way to analyze the data. That is why statistics is one of the important, or you can say the major component in the field of data analysis. Also you should have the basic knowledge of mathematics also, including linear algebra or a little bit of calculus, and also the knowledge of probability. So this is the first skill that you must have. Now let me go to the next one, that is programming language. So for any IT field or across various industries, we use various kinds of softwares and applications. So how they are actually built? Using programming language. So they are built using programming language, one or the another. So there are various programming languages such as C, C++, that are the basic ones. So if you are starting with any programming language, you can just go through C and C++ first, because they are the starting point for any programmer who is actually willing to do programming. Then comes Python, Java and R. So talking about data analysis or data analyst, so two of the famous or popular programming language that you can say are Python and R programming. So it provides various types of libraries, packages and tools that actually helps in the data analysis process, data manipulation, data pre-processing, cleansing and even creating machine learning models, artificial intelligence, to build AI based models. So these two are the programming languages you must go through while starting with your data analysis career path. So this is about the programming language. So also you can use Java. Java is one of the widely used and a popular language. So Java is an object oriented programming language, and it can be used to create complete applications that can run on a single computer or be distributed across various servers and clients in a network. So you can use it to easily build mobile applications or run on a desktop application. Along with using it for different operating systems as well. But in comparison to R and Python, it is not actually built for data analysis. So there are specific libraries and packages in Python programming and R programming that helps to analyze the data, it helps to produce beautiful graphs and plots that gives some insight or information about the data. So that is why we use Python and R programming for data analysis. Now let us move on to the next skill that you must have. So data cleansing, data manipulation and visualization skills. So this is among one of the most useful skills that you must have. So data cleaning, data manipulation, data visualization, and there are different Python libraries such as matplotlib, scikit-learn, pandas, seaborn, scipy that actually helps in performing all these operations. So the question arises, why do we actually need to perform cleansing of the data manipulation and visualization? So actually in the real time, the data is always present in the unstructured form that contains null values, some unusual values or errors that may lead to the generation of a model that predicts a wrong output. So we create applications, we create machine learning models, put the data into it and get some results out of it. So when the data is having an error, so it will not be good for us as well as for our business because the prediction will be wrong. So that is why we have to perform various techniques for cleansing the data, removing those types of values that may lead to error, then performing manipulation to the data so that we can make the data understand to the machine. So we can make the data actually in the form such that machine can understand it, and then perform visualization. So we should have knowledge of various Python libraries that you can see such as pandas, seaborn, scipy, scikit-learn, matplotlib to perform such tasks. Now let us move on to the next skill, that is databases and BI tools. So talking about databases, a data analyst must have skills or must have knowledge of SQL, MySQL, SQL servers. So actually when data is collected by a data analyst from the company, or you can say from the database of the organization, so it is in the unstructured form and there can be too much back and forth for collecting the data, visualizing it, analyzing it. So there are many tools available such as Power BI, Tableau, ClickView. So these are the tools that are actually used for data analysis, or you can say these are BI tools. So these tools have the connector to the database, and to fetch the data from the database, the data analyst must have knowledge of SQL programming language or MySQL or SQL server. So that is the actual use of, or you can say the skill that is needed by a data analyst for database and BI tools. So they must know, or they must have knowledge of any one, or they can have more also, but Power BI, Tableau and ClickView, they should have knowledge of that, because various companies uses these tools for data analysis, visualization. So maybe one company would be using Power BI and another one would be using Tableau or ClickView. So you should have knowledge of that also. Now coming to another technology, that is big data. So big data is a technology that is actually used for handling huge amounts of data available, that is real-time data, and actually it is used for storing and processing big data, as the name suggests, that is huge volumes of data. So there are various tools such as Hadoop, PyDoop, Hive, Spark and PySpark, Dask. So these are the tools that actually help us to handle big data, and one of the most famous tool is Hadoop. So in Hadoop, data is stored on inexpensive commodity servers that run as clusters, and it is a distributed file system that allows concurrent processing and fault tolerance. So it is actually a programming model that is used for faster storage and retrieval of data from its nodes. So it is actually a very helpful tool in the field of data analysis as well as for data analyst. So this is one of the skill, or this is one of the tool and the technology for which you must have a thorough knowledge. Now moving on to the next one, that is Excel. So Excel is a handy software that can be used to store and organize many data sets. So we need to have data, we need to analyze the data. So where do we first store it, or where do we fetch the data and then store it? So this is Excel, where we store that data in a systematic way, or you can say in a structured way. So it is a very useful tool, and using its features and formulas, we can actually use the tool to make sense of our data. So for example, you can use a spreadsheet to track the data and automatically see, or you can perform various operations. You can add the operations such as mean, average, sum, total, difference, and actually you can see them automatically when you go from one column to another column. So what is the actual purpose of the Excel is to store the data, and we can add some functionality, or we can store it in a structured way. So it is a spreadsheet program in a simple language. That means it is used to create grids of text, right, and numbers as well, and formulas specifying the calculations. So that's extremely valuable for most of the business nowadays. So businesses actually use it to record expenditures, income, plan budgets, chart data, and perform data analysis or data manipulation visualization by using the data stored in these Excel sheet. So this is the use of the Excel. You can also perform VLOOKUPs, pivot, power pivot, macros, and there are many such functionalities or operations in this Excel application that you can use. So this is a must to have skill for any data analyst. Now moving on to the next skill, that is machine learning. So you must have heard about machine learning. So what actually machine learning is? So machine learning is simply an application of artificial intelligence that provides systems the ability to automatically learn and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. So machine learning focuses on the development of the computer programs that can access data and use it to learn for themselves. So it is one of the wonderful application of artificial intelligence, and it is one of the trending technologies in this era. So the question arises, so why should a data analyst know about machine learning? So the answer is, in a company's research team, which actually works on the data interpretation, and business analysts are there, and data analysts, data scientists, machine learning engineers, AI engineers. So they all need to collaborate with each other to know about the data, to know about the product, or to know about the application which the company is using or creating for the customer. So it is good to have specific domain knowledge, but the question is, you have to have knowledge about the entire product. So that does not means that you should have the skills related to data analysis itself, or you just have the knowledge of Tableau or ClickView or Power BI and you become a data analyst. It is about knowing the entire product. So you should be multifunctional. That is why it is recommended that machine learning should be a domain, or machine learning or a data analyst must know about machine learning, because a data analyst need to collaborate or coordinate with the other team members as well, that consist of data scientists, ML engineers, AI engineers, business analysts, to explain them about the data, or to explain about the data analysis that they have made, or any idea that they have. Also for building the application or the end product that the customer wants or the company wants. So they should have knowledge of machine learning. So roughly the task of a machine learning engineer is also to analyze the data, to visualize the data, and then build models. So the task of data analyst is also to analyze and visualize the data. But then after the analysis of a data analyst, the machine learning engineer looks into the data for building the model's perspective. So this is the perspective difference between both of these professionals. Now moving on to the next very important skill set, that is not technical, it is a non-technical skill which is very crucial for any professional including data analyst, that is communication skills. So imagine you have a thought, you cannot express it, you have the knowledge, you cannot represent it, and you have the story but you cannot tell it. So you do not have appropriate skills to represent your knowledge, to explain someone a simple thing. So that is where the communication skills come in. So you should have an outstanding storytelling skills, and you should have skills to represent your facts and explain the business analytics to your team members or the business owner. So at the end you have to explain it to a non-technical person, because the person who is running the business, if he or she is not having a technical knowledge about the field, you should have the skills to communicate with them, to explain them the reality or the data analysis you have made for their business in a layman terms. So that is why communication skills is one of the important skills that you must have apart from the technical skills for a data analyst. So communication skills plays a major role for a professional in the industry. So that is why this is one of the, or this is considered as one of the most important skill. Now moving ahead to the next very important non-technical skill in the queue is creative and critical thinking. So brainstorming and profit boosting ideas and customer binding strategies or plan is one of the important subpart of creative and critical thinking. So the end goal of any data analyst or a professional working for their organization is to give them business. So they can do this by solving real life business problem for the business, so that they can boost their profits, they can increase their customer retention, as well as they can bind their customer for using their products. So you can ask a basic question to yourself. The world is complicated. Do you have a creative mind so that you can solve the problem or a critical problem with a simple solution? Do you have a creative mind so that you can solve a simple problem with a very creative or a critical algorithm so that it can work efficiently for the business organization? So this is the skill that you definitely want for existing or for making your existence in the industry. Apart from that, critical thinking enhances language and presentation skills as well. So this thinking clearly and systematically can improve the way we express our ideas. And in the learning process and the process of getting the knowledge, it helps us to know and understand how to analyze the logical structure of text, and critical thinking also improves comprehension abilities. So that is why it is one of the most important skills, and it comes in the top 10 skills for becoming a successful data analyst. Now going to the last skill that you need is business knowledge. So there are thousands of companies in the world. So I'll talk about few of the top companies and I'll be taking example of these companies. So all these companies have different set of customer, they have different vision, they have different objectives. So talking about Amazon and Flipkart, they sell their product. So their target customer is the audience that are willing to buy specific products such as shoes or pen, laptop, mobile or any other product. Whereas Google, YouTube, Facebook and Twitter has some other set of customers. So talking about Google, it has the entire world as its customer. So we search anything we have to search, we use Google. So it is a search engine. Talking about YouTube, we search videos and we use it for the entertainment as well as gaining knowledge. So its purpose and the objective is different. Then coming to Facebook and Twitter, they are social media platform. So we use them to actually connect with the people. And it is also a source of accessing information, providing information, sharing information and communicating with various people all across the world using social media. So tutors and students can be connected to each other and can make a good use of these platforms for the benefit of their learning as well as teaching. It is also a platform used for marketing and putting advertisement also. So this is the main purpose of these social media platforms. So all these companies are different and all their objectives are different. So professionals working for these companies should have the knowledge of entire product. So talking about the Amazon, so they must have knowledge of what all technology they use, what is their business plan and everything they should know about. And for Google, how a search engine is built, how Google uses algorithms to show the data that is search that we search. Same with YouTube, same with Facebook, Twitter and Flipkart. So the professional working for any organization must have a thorough business knowledge and how actually the product that the company is giving, how actually it works. So for example, a company is selling clothes and they have to build an application, an Android application as well as a web application, but the developer doesn't know that what product the company is selling. So he will or she will build the product according to his her skills, or the product will not meet the requirements of the company. So this should not be the case. The developer or any professional who is working for the company should have a thorough knowledge, or you can say the business knowledge. So these are all the top 10 skills that are actually required for becoming a successful data analyst. And I hope you now know the necessity of each of these skills that are required for data analysis or for becoming a data analyst. So for now, concluding the detail about all these top 10 skills that are needed, further I'll be telling you about the resources that you can follow to acquire these skills to gain some knowledge. So Intellipaat provides blog as well as various informative and comprehensive tutorial on various technologies. So these blogs and tutorials are prepared by our subject matter experts, and it consists of machine learning tutorials and various tutorials on data analysis and big data, along with various programming languages such as Python, C, C++, Java, R programming, data analysis, data visualization. So every stuff that you want for learning and acquiring the skills for a data analyst, you can get it over here. Now these are the resources that you must follow. And now if you have any doubt or query related to data analyst, our expert course advisor would be joining this session and you can clear all your doubts. You can discuss all your queries related to data analyst with him. So for the people who are watching this session on YouTube, I'll put down the link in the comment section and you can join the webinar for clearing your doubts. So thank you for now and happy learning.